but the problem is he's going up against a heavy magical damage lineup. So the Blade Mail actually does nothing in this situation. Blade Mail, whenever you buy armor, it protects you from physical damage, so it'll reduce the physical damage which is dealt to you. And when you then buy up, like if you want magical resistance, you need to get something more like the Cloak. Like the Glimmer Cape, which got gifted over with that item, that actually gives you your magical resistance, as well as the ability to go invis for a bit. So that's really, really good items. So the Lina, yeah, this is just a very simple destruction.
there are a good 8 levels, I think, above.
Yeah, 7 more kills, and this game belongs to the Nordic team. The issue you're going to have is right now, we don't know who's in second position, because not a single person has found a kill.
That is unfortunate.
And we need to know the top 2 to get in. Actually, no, sorry, that's not right. Only the top 1 team gets through to the next round, because
we already
the
have
Spanish
some
team is
straight
waiting.
through. They get a bye.
Yeah. So this is punishment. But it's also because you pick up heroes like Joe Ranger. Her ultimate basically disappears when anyone gets close to her. She actually never leveled up her ultimate, which is very, very problematic. You're going for lifesteal as well as cold arrows. Now, this doesn't combo together. Like, if you cold arrow, you don't lifesteal. So...
probably would have helped to know that for the polls, I'm sure.
But these are the things which you just don't really know when you first come in. Like, if she actually gets level 6 and the Tiny actually bought the Blink Dagger, I kind of wish like your click. Like, there's also another thing you should do in Dota. There's the team victory. Very, very convincing for the Nordics. Like, what do we just do there?
It's just like, wow, that was a bit quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, these games could be over in 5 or so minutes.
The hilarious thing is, though, for all the kills, the lady on our screen was like Proxy Fox. She got 14 of the kills.
She did. So self-proclaimed League of Legends player mostly, but she got them over mechanics, and she's obviously put some time in to a bit of practice here and here.
All you got to understand is how you use your stuns, when you should be using them. If you can understand that and just the basic mechanics of the abilities, you're pretty damn good.
High fives coming out here, and they have a bit of deliberation time, and they'll be moving in towards our grand final. So they are probably pretty happy with themselves. I hope there's some other Dota players out there in some of these other teams, because it'd be nice to see them challenged in these finals.
This is wonderful for the Nordics, because if they win this, after their great performance in their CS series as well, we're looking at them being number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, they had some pretty respectable performances in Chivalry earlier today. Especially Anders, actually. And in Proxy Fox, we remember that's the Samurai Rampage she had in that first game. So, definitely like splitting their ability well over these titles.
I don't know if they should mix up the draft, like with the 3 heroes they picked up. It seemed to work very, very nicely.
They got so far ahead earlier, I don't think it mattered, that they were lacking sustain in terms of mana and that.
Yeah, the combo worked. The only thing I'd like to actually be swapped out, and if any other team is listening in right now is wondering what support hero they should run, try and look for people with stuns. If you go for just like straight up callers, you're going to lose the game because you got no control factor. One of the greatest heroes you can have in Overthrow is Witch Doctor, especially up against inexperienced teams, because they stay grouped together, which means the Paralyzing Cask bounces between the heroes and you get a perfect lockdown, and the Death Ward only targets heroes, so it's like exactly what you're looking for. It's damage directly into heroes. You don't have anything like in what you normally have in Dota, which is like creep waves there, which soak up a little bit more of the damage, because that doesn't happen because it's the Death Ward in that situation is a lot better. In this situation, there's no neutrals, so they're in the river, but
what would you have picked? I mean, in terms of lineup to take on what the Nordics were bringing there, because you said it was an okay strategy. There was sort of maybe lacking some aspects. How could they have improved that, or do you think there's a lineup that you would have rather have taken against that, or over that?
What they had was pretty good, because what they're drafting is drafting up against players who don't play the game. So you grab tanky heroes who do burst damage. Yep. So you crush whoever comes at you, and then they're forever fearing what you're going to be throwing at them. Lina, they actually had double combo heroes. So the Lina is Light Strike Array, which is an area of effect stun, which deals damage. Yep. And then the Dragon Slave, which is an area of effect damage in a straight line. So that's the first combo you got. Then you got the tiny combo, which is Avalanche, which does 2 instances of stun. Also another AoE, similar like square kind of fake area. And then you've got Toss, which can be used to throw your guys in, or also when they land, it's AoE damage onto hero and whoever's around. So it's it's a great hero to grab in that situation. And then you got the Zeus. Zeus, Thunder God's Wrath will hit every hero on the map.
Yeah, the
when
AoE
you throw it
global
out.
presence.
The downside is just too long a cooldown.
Okay.
Like that's the downside about it. Because in a game of Overthrow, I think we saw it twice, maybe 3 times. I don't even think we saw it 3 times. I think we saw it only 2 times during that game.
We do see a bit of Zeus at a competitive level.
Zeus is making a comeback, but that's also because of his combination he gets with Bloodseeker, who amplifies everything he does. So it's a lot better to have Zeus in that kind of situation.
You have more impactful global presence.
Yeah. Like the reason why I actually suggested to the Nordics that they don't run a Zeus is primarily because it's all about timing with the Zeus. Zeus is a great kill stealer in games like Overthrow. In situations like that, you're not stealing anyone's kills apart from your own team.
Sure.
So you're doing the initial damage, and then that's it. But the Lightning Bolt with the early stage, so the Lightning Bolt as well as Slave and Avalanche, like that was just guaranteed kills. It was a very, very, very simple game.
All right, well...
I hope everyone in the chat was able to follow.
Yeah, we actually saw even some nuances there when items are actually delivered. You can snatch them away. There's a potential to do that. Everyone gets knocked back from the point of delivery on those items, I think. And they weren't
really ready for that.
No.
And that was also something which they took out of another hero called Bat Rider with Flame Break, because that was basically the ability which pushed them.
Right.
It was exactly the same effect. Yeah, so it's... Yeah, I don't think they were really ready for that. But at the same time, like the first item you get is a Glimmer Cape. It's as far as a Glimmer Cape goes, Glimmer Capes are great and actually one of the most bought items in Dota right now because they're magic resistance, because you use a cloak and you use a Shadow Amulet to create this item. Roughly about, I think it's 1850, I think, worth of gold to buy it. So it's not that expensive. So anyone can buy it, but you're able to go invis for a short period of time.
Right.
So you're able to run away. So if you use the activatable ability on it, you can just run your stuff away in most situations. But for a Tiny to pick it up, it's kind of like, nah, Tiny didn't really need that.
Yeah.
And no one was doing any magical damage. So, yeah. This is just the mechanics side of things behind the scenes that you probably don't know. Do they actually have...
strats here, maybe?
Maybe.
German squad, some riding here, of course. That's Rick and Doc.
Actually, there is some Dota experience in there. I don't know exactly how well it's going to go.
Well,
I'm hoping we have more of a balanced game this time around. But it really shows you the importance. But by the time the other teams in that first series got to the mid, the Nordics were already at level 5.
They went straight there, really. They weren't even challenged.
So you buy your items and you get into the mid. Like that's instantly. You don't wait for it. You need to get that gold, you need to get that experience, and you need to try and contest for the positioning too. Because the Nordic team basically set a tent up inside the mid. I was like, okay, you want to come with us? Sure, do it. We'll move all 3 in there, and each team attacked at one time. That's why it gets a little bit more complicated when you have like the 2v2v2v2v2, because then you've got people coming in from all different angles at all different timings and running their dual combos. So they're just looking to snipe off one, move on to the next, snipe off one, move on to the next. Yeah, but there's definitely weakness in the Nordic draft. Like they should look at someone more like a Witch Doctor. They had the right idea though with the Arcane Boots, because it's just that you give mana to everyone. But if you also have someone like a Witch Doctor, he has Video Restoration, which is an AoE heal, and that makes it so much better.
Sustain, that ability to carry out those team fights for an extended period of time, which we didn't really see too much of. Luckily, the burst of the Nordics was enough because teams were coming at them one at a time, and by the time they did obviously leave and go buy items once. That was really didn't do it all that often. When once bought the first items up, and by there they were just far too far ahead and just kept accruing that gold and experience.
Very good. Someone suggesting a Sven CK Lich combo in the chat.
What are your thoughts?
Not that great. Because basically you don't even use an ability of Lich. You basically just go Frost Blast, Armor, as well as Ultimate. And the Ultimate for any half-decent team is easy to dodge. Like that's why I always prefer Paralyzing Cast, because like you can throw that one out. It's almost as good as an Ultimate, that ability. The Sven's not bad. Sven increase in damage is pretty good. But it's a little bit more difficult with melee heroes in this game because you keep getting kited all the time. And CK, I haven't actually really thought about running a CK. And if I was going to run a CK, I still want to have someone else with some burst damage that can back him up. Because Phantasm's fantastic for a CK, but the cooldown's really long. So, again, it's one of those positions where another team could end the game. Like, you pop your Phantasm, it's only going to be your level 1 Phantasm when you probably first pop it, and then you'll never use it again before the game is over. So while the heroes might look good on paper going into later levels with everything, you've still got to remember those cooldown timers apply.
And they're still going to be important as well. That's why heroes with escape potential and the ability to nuke as well out, like your Storm Spirits and your Queen of Pains can also be good.
Storm Spirits are really good. Storm Spirit, like if he gets momentum, Storm Spirits are really, really good. Because you can just jump over everyone. Like he's the perfect kill stealer. But to play a Storm Spirit, you need to have good control of your map, of your vision, like how you move across the map.
Well, it is obviously the map of mines in this 3v3v3 format. And just to reiterate the rules to you, ladies and gentlemen, the first team to 30 kills, or the team with the most kills after 15 minutes, I believe it is, will be the winner. And the most overall kills ultimately will be the most important factor here. So team with the most kills wins. And yeah, 2 of our teams got a wild card. Basically, that caused them to have a bye through this round. Just the lower teams on the ranking, give them a chance, I guess, to be straight in towards that grand final.
I think it was just that bottom one. It was just Spain.
Just Spain, I think?
Just Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have 7 regions in total, right? Yeah?
I believe so.
Yes. I'm waiting for a Zoe nod, but I haven't got a Zoe nod. 7 regions? Oh, yeah, we have a list here.
Yep, 7 regions.
7 regions, yep. So 1 team gets through, which is a lower ranked team. Yep.
So I think we got Germany in this one. We have France and Italy.
So they're actually picking their heroes now. I saw on the screen we passed, like, we've actually launched in. I'm hoping someone from production could tell us who is who. Like, when we're spectating them, if you could bring it up, that would be awesome. Yeah, Nordic trashed the first one. It was 30-0-0.
Yeah, it's the largest margin you can win by.
That is the maximum.
All they could have done is maybe win it earlier.
You couldn't have... We're not playing on a timer, so it's fine.
Now, I'm interested to see here the French, honestly,
so what
Lane Terrace did play a lot of games.
Wait, what?
All right, well, we've got the Zeus.
Okay, so out of all of this, I'm liking the German lineup more than anything else. Primarily because they've got a lot of survivability in their lineup.
The Bristleback?
The Axe and the Centaur don't really do a lot. The Centaur's not bad for disengaging when you have your ultimate, but your teammates need to make the most out of it when you use it.
Spirit Breaker, Bristleback, okay.
And Wraith King.
Wraith King.
So Wraith King is at least able to give them some vampiric aura, but these guys aren't hitters. Like, they're not going to get life back by hitting them. That's not the way it works. So yeah, please production, can you like, we got, what was it, Italy? Italy is the mid.
Yeah.
Germans are on the right. There we go. Now playing Italy. Perfect. Wait, I was saying, wait, Italy?
That's the French flag.
Wait, is that right? So, yeah, that's France. Yeah, what am I talking about? That's France. So we have France, Italy, and Germany. Fantastic.
Centaur already in the middle.
Yeah, so this is at least better than we had in our last series, where they're contesting the mid. The sniper's got to stay in close and really start beating into that Ogre. Now, Ogre's a really difficult hero to kill off with sniper, because Ogre starts with a base armor of 7. So you actually notice that Ogre actually hasn't picked up a single item. It's just run into the mid, and also should be leveling up what he's got, because what he just threw was just a Fire Blast is really weak until you find the extra level. So he'll go back to his fountain now and heal, unless he wants to feed.
I don't really think he does. Zeus being forced to back away. He's also gone quite low, and it's getting a little bit dicey for the French here. The stun coming in as well.
Here come the strength heroes.
Here's the Germans.
And all they gotta do is, okay, we're not looking at the action while he's doing that.
Wow. That Zeus is also super
If I was actually going to follow perspective right now, I'd jump over to the Germans, because the Germans are going to be running melee heroes, which means they're always going to be on the front lines and looking at what they're doing.
They've definitely spent some time in the middle on their own, on challenge for a bit.
I don't know if Ogre's realized he can level up again. This is something they really should be doing.
Well, this Ogre Magi has 4 points to put into skills. Now we're going to see them.
So it should be,
spread them out.
He doesn't even need the Bloodlust at this point. What he wants to get is level 6, because the Ogre is able to pop people down with multicast. But the rest of his teammates, and this is what I was talking about with like camera position.